You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to a special episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I'm LD along with my girl, the Diva. What's up, Diva?
Hey, you know we got a good one.
We do. We have a real good one. So
so
today
excited.
we're going to sit down with a true legend, Lynette Woodard. She was the first female Harlem Globetrotter back in 1985 and 1984, Olympic gold medalist, and was the all-time leading scorer for 38 years for women's basketball, women's college basketball. She's both in the Naismith and Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And she just returned from the Paris Olympics, and she's going to tell us a little bit about that going back so many years later. So we're celebrating. We're here because we really want to celebrate the 40th anniversary of our Globetrotter debut as being the first female. Welcome to the show. Hey there.
Hey.
How you doing?
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
You're looking amazing.
Hey, I'm feeling great.
You know, I told you I can take you anytime. You know when you're ready.
You're going to get that opportunity one day.
It's now. We now going from pickleball. We're going to do it on the golf course. We're going to do it where can't nobody get hurt.
Hey, we got to. I don't have any more knees left.
We got pickleball. We can play golf.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't hurt my friend.
Hey, listen. Hey,
no card games yet. No card games.
Okay.
No card games. That's what I'm good at. How about some dominoes?
Here we go.
What about some dominoes? You know anything about some dominoes?
No. We might play a little domino, but we can play some Uno.
Oh, the Uno cutthroat nowadays.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Hey, you know when I'm down. You know I'm not running from no challenge.
You can't run from it.
Nah, you right. Knees gone.
They're gone.
I'm just messing with you.
All right, let's jump into it. We got some stuff to talk about here. So I know this goes a little bit back and forth, but I'm gonna go back and forth. So in 1985, first female Harlem Globetrotter. Let's talk about it. How did it happen?
It was a dream come true.
I know that's right.
It was something that I dreamed about as a child growing up. I had a cousin who had been with the Globetrotters for over 24 years. His name is Hubert Geese Osby. He was a showman. Okay. If you see some old footage, you'll see Geese. Geese is the only living original Globetrotter that's still here today. Mm-hmm. And that just happened to be my cousin. How God lined those coordinates up, I'll have to figure that out one day. But I was always fascinated with the Globetrotters, and certainly with my cousin as he would come through the neighborhood and come to our barbecues, and we got to know him and realize that he was playing this wonderful game that we were just so enamored with. So the Globetrotters became my team. So everybody has a team, everybody has a player growing up and somebody they want to emulate. Well, I always took the Globetrotters to heart because of my cousin. So they were always tucked in my heart. And then along the way, my basketball journey, I met people who could do some fascinating things with the basketball. And I would always stop them and ask, hey, can you teach me that? Because in my mind, I wanted to always be able to pick up a basketball no matter if I ever stopped playing or not, and show someone that, hey, I had played this game and I had played it well. And then stringing that together as a youth, and then, just growing older and just crystallizing that dream. Hey, this is something that I think I can do, and I'm going to practice. And however fate would have it, just at the right time. Timing is everything. The Globetrotters had a tryout. They came to the 1984 Olympic games. And I'm going to add a few things to that. I captained the team because I really understand how important it is to say what you've done and the numbers. Because as you mentioned, I did have a scoring record. It lasted 43 years. I think it still lasts, and I'll tell you about that later. But we'll go back to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, they were in the audience, and the Globetrotters were in the audience, and they decided at that point that they were going to have a female, which is not something odd for the Globetrotters because they're known as innovators, and they wanted to do the new thing. And women's basketball had made their debut in Los Angeles. We won the gold medal, and it was a peak time for women's basketball internationally. And they rode that wave, and they said, "Okay, we're going to do it." And then we had that tryout, and well, you know the rest.
So, I mean, how many other females were there trying out?
There were 26 women that were invited to Charlotte, North Carolina initially. And then I think they cut it to 12. But by the time we got back to Burbank, California for the last and final tryout, um, it was almost 26 again. So maybe
Okay.
a lot of people, had people calling, and I started to hear about it on network radio. And I just think they decided to, hey, let's just do it again.
Okay.
And we did. And after a week, they had Al Addles there. I think he was with Golden State at the time, but he was one of the judges. And we just battled every day. We had Pam and Paula McGee at the time, who I thought was a heavy consideration because they were tall, talented, and beautiful, and really could have, fit in very well. And then we had Linda Hawkeye Page, a young lady from NC State
Mm-hmm.
who could not miss.
Mm-hmm.
You could not miss, literally. And there were, I'd have to go back to see the other players, but those are three that I remember vividly. But I just tried to stay tucked, stay tunnel vision, and just come to practice every day. Something that I had in my favor and something that I always love to do, I love the fundamentals of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what when they talked about anything, it was the fundamentals, because if you knew the fundamentals, then they felt like they could teach you the rest.
Okay.
And mine were sharp. They were sharp. They were sharp. And really, and when you're afraid, that's what you default to.
The fundamentals.
Yes. So
Absolutely.
I could tell you I had nerves, but it was working for me because that's what I loved and that's what I did.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have quotes, on each of these for you, and let us know if you need to take a break, because we can take a break. But
No,
you
we ain't
said,
taking a break.
okay, you said, breaking barriers starts with believing in yourself and pushing forward. I mean, these are quotes that I found that you have, so I put them where that was a barrier. That was a barrier for, I mean, to be the first, to say you're the first of anything is,
Anything.
yeah, it has to be celebrated. So, I mean, and 40 years ago, it seems like it is a long time, and we're still getting first. So to be a part of that
Exactly.
legacy of the first is something, well said, well done, I should say.
Thank you.
And you talked about the Olympics. I mean, the things we've had, all of us, all three of us, we've had numerous conversations, and it's almost like, as a kid, you grew up, for me, I grew up, watching basketball, loving basketball. I had your picture, carried that forever. We talked about it on the last time you were on the show. So it's kind of like, you meet what you would call, for me, you were like a hero. So how do you, when you, I see you with kids all the time, you're at camps, you're this, you're that. What's your mindset there? What are you going in? Because I know you ain't going into teaching basketball. I know,
Well,
what's your
no, it
mindset?
is. It's my calling card, basketball. But it's joy. It's the dream. Everybody has dreams, and at that point in time, we're around that basketball arena. So I know somebody has basketball dreams, but it's not the only dream. But I think whatever it is, it needs to be encouraged, and people need to understand that, hey, you can do it. Just try.
Yeah.
Just try. You never know what might happen. And it's okay to try, and it's okay to be different. It's okay to be the only one to think what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Because if everyone saw it, they'd be all over it, perhaps. I don't know. For me, I mean, you have to think about what I did out of the context of the way the game is today. Women's basketball is at its all-time high. It has more fans than they know what to do with at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But when I came along, there were no fans.
Mm-hmm.
There were always a handful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I add this, no social media. And if you got in the newspaper, this is funny. I call it an obituary picture. But when you go to obituaries, there used to be like the real tiny picture.
Yeah. A little small. Yep.
We would just get a little bigger than an
Little
obituary
thumbnail.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
Action shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the last page.
Yeah. You had to be looking for it too.
Oh yeah. And then that was it.
Right. Because
until next tournament time.
Right. And then
What
there was
about
nothing.
all in between?
Exactly.
They didn't get to talk about. You're right, because nobody.
They never really got to see the greatness. They just got these little clips. It's like your career is almost highlighted versus people actually being able to experience it in real time.
Except for those who were there and understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And wanted to see it grow.
Yeah.
And I wish,
it's almost like, you hear a group and you say, oh, I like that singer.
Mm-hmm. And
then you're going to follow them and see where they go.
Right.
And then later in life they blossom. But, I can think of a few that I really like. Kim was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Kim started out, and now Kim is like, he's the guy, But he didn't come out the gate like that.
No, it's like for players like yourself, we didn't get to follow it. We caught it on the end and we had to go back and review it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the things. And I have this because I watched your Hall of Fame speech. And just being up there. I mean, talk about that. I mean, you went through, and there's more we're gonna talk about because this is just some highlights that I had put together. But I mean, Olympics, then you went, overseas and played. You was on Wall Street, then you come back. The WNBA's calling, and you said, "I'm gonna come back."
I learned that you have to play wherever you had an opportunity. And so, yeah, it looks like I was all over the board because I was, and because I love the game so much, wherever it was that I could find to play, hey, I was packing my bags. I was gone.
Yeah.
It was my joy. It was my swag. It was the gift that God gave me. And even though it wasn't cut out picture perfect, it was always a path.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped on it and I went.
Something you said too, I remember in your speech, you was a little spoiled because you said mom didn't make you do a whole lot of chores, so you got.
Is that right?
So she wasn't cooking. She wasn't cooking and all that stuff like us. And
I'm paying for that now, but
I wasn't gonna call you out.
Okay, thank you.
Oh Lord, Lynette, you here with the microwave? Is that what you about to tell me?
Tanisha called and then she said, "Oh Lord."
Yeah.
You got there microwaving. Come on now.
No, I do a little, but it just ain't a lot.
This much.
She worked with what did the lady say? It's the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I go with that. I'm not quite sure what it is, but sounds like what I do.
That's what the lady called it.
Yes, microwave.
Yeah, the microwave. But no. I don't mess with that too much,
So I mean, going back for you said you saw things in the Olympics. That was the turning point where you realized, okay, women's basketball is on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make it. It was.
Well, it was because we were here in the United States. It was the most exposure that women's basketball had gotten up to that point. There were 3 instances that we had. We were like the third strike, and we made it. But in 1972, there was supposed to have been a women's Olympic team. Mm-hmm. But the governing body forgot to put women in. They overscheduled the men. Mm-hmm. So that group, which my college coach, Marion Washington, was a part of, did not get to go. So they worked for at least 2 years prior to 70. I think it was 74. No, I can't remember the date. 72. Early 70s, they were preparing, and then they just got the word that it wasn't happening.
Wow.
Well, then here comes the 76 team. They went and they won the silver. So we're in the hunt, but we still didn't quite get it done. And then along comes our team in 1980. Okay. And so the blemish there was we made it, got an invitation, but had to decline.
Right.
Because of the boycott.
Right.
And now let's fast forward to 84 and we do it again. So we get the gold this time. However, the Russians did not come, but we played everybody in the prelim.
Okay.
They just decided not to come to the tournament in the United States. So we did beat everybody.
Right.
Just not there in Los Angeles.
And that's a great historical point right there, because I think a lot of people may have forgotten or don't know. And that's a lot of even women basketball players don't know all the history that they should. I try to teach it to my team, when I coach. It's like, hey, you ever heard of this person? You ever heard of this person? I was looking at some pictures today, and it was like a lot of pictures of you and Teresa Edwards. A lot of people don't know who Teresa Edwards is.
5-time Olympian.
Yeah. I mean, I know when me and you talk a lot about other players and players that, I got excited, and her name is going to come back to me, from Boston. Your girl. She played with you on the Rockers. I had a chance to meet her.
Michelle Edwards.
Yes. I was a huge Michelle Edwards fan.
The Michelle Edwards.
Yes. And I got an opportunity to meet her. And the thing about that I find with the players that played when you played and others, and there are a lot now too, is they're so humble. And some we have that and some we don't. And a lot of players, I think, are trying to get back to that, to realize that staying grounded is really it's an important thing. Why do you think the players back then were more humble than some of the players now, I should say?
Well, social media, times change, you got to blow your horn these days.
Oh, really? Okay. So that doesn't bother you at all to see players trying to... No, I'm saying.
Say pass. She gonna pass on that question.
It doesn't matter. You just do your thing,
Yeah, plead fifth on me.
You're gonna have to back it up one day or another.
Yeah,
I got you.
Make sure you back it up. That's all.
That you know what? That's the key for me. You can get amped up. You can have the best publicity team, whatever, public relations, whatever you want to call them. You get out on the court. If it's garbage, it's garbage.
You gotta play.
So that's one of the things that we're talking about today too, putting a good product out on the court. So that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
I know we sit and we laugh, we talk about other sports and stuff. It's tough. It's tough to maintain that level for so many. And you played, I'm not going to say beyond, but beyond the expectation, I think, even of you, right?
Well, I wanted to play always.
He still won't play.
Want to stop. I still want to keep playing.
I'm playing now.
But I realized, well, if I had a welcoming mat, I played until I was, I think I turned 40, my last season. If the establishment, whoever over my team was like more welcoming, I probably would have played at least one more year.
Okay.
2 max, just to say I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got people that's just, just jealous and negative and don't want to see you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because it's a stress, and stress leads to injury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I just did what I did. I was okay with it. I was okay with it because of something that happened along the journey.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that was going to be the time frame. Didn't know exactly when, but there was a Cuban player, probably 5'7", 5'8", when I first went out on tour with the U.S. national team, and the Cubans are known for their jumping ability and their physicality. I mean, they might be a 6'4" Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, perfectly built, running like gazelles, jumping. But
Good
this
Lord.
particular player could dunk. I didn't see her dunk, but I did see her hang on the rim. But I couldn't believe how, I mean, she was like a Spud Webb or something, getting up that high.
Springs.
And when I saw that, and she would call for the ball like this. That's what I remember.
Wow.
But she was hanging on the rim at 39 because Ann Myers. I was like, Ann, look at her. She's like, yeah, she can dunk, and she's 39. And so that was like I took a mental picture of that. I can do that too, and I always kept her in mind. The last game, I said I was 40, but I was 39. I hung on the rim just like I saw her did, and when I hung on that was like a closing
Oh,
saying
that's
goodbye
awesome.
to myself.
Because
But in that
that was
final
something.
game with Detroit, I felt myself go up, and I did that, and that's how I wanted to walk away from the game.
Oh wow.
And,
Okay.
Lynette, I
yeah,
had a dream of me up on the rim too. It just wasn't real.
I
What
saw
was
you. You were right there. I saw you. You were right
he was
beside
on
me.
the
You saw it
Denisha,
there. Though.
he was
Yeah,
on
I
the
was
six
up
foot
there,
rail.
man, just like
I was
this.
there. I was there. I
I
was with
was.
you.
Thank you. I knew it was real. Nobody
It
taking
was
that from
real.
me.
It was
You
real.
heard
It was
it
real.
here. Yep, I was up there.
Don't encourage her.
No, no, she was real. She was there.
It's serious.
She was there,
I was
Linda.
there.
All right.
We
All
were
right.
right there together. I almost us. When we going? When we coming down? That's what I was thinking. Like
We
when we
don't have to
getting off the
come
rim.
down. We
No,
don't
stay
Yeah,
up
have
there.
to
it's
come
crazy.
down.
Stay up there. So
That's
I do
awesome.
have one question, another question for you. So when you went back to Paris last year and being around all that with Olympics, you got to see some folks that you
Ooh.
played with or against. What was that like? It's like how
It
many
was
years later?
fantastic. First of all, Paris is a magical city. And then, you get out, you sightsee, the weather's nice. It's just a buzz. People from all over the world just walking in peace and love and just enjoying music coming out of all kind of buildings. Nice music, smooth jazz, R&B, you know. And then you look up and you see the Eiffel Tower, just breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the
Yeah.
first thing. And then you think that's one thing, and then you go out at 10 at night and the thing turns gold.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
right?
I did see some pictures.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was just good. And then, what I didn't realize that I had access to was the International Olympic House that invites every Olympian that's ever been to come through, sign your name, meet other people. But I had the good fortune of knowing a young lady that played for the France team that I had met early in my career, and we became friends. And just always, whenever we saw each other, it was just wonderful. Her
Mm-hmm.
name is Pauline Akambi, and I got to see her. And the thing that we used to do, I would give her my USA gear. She would give me her um, gear
My
from
French
France.
gear. Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
and ironically, I saw her, got to spend time with her. We had a great time. And not only that, when I came back, I was going through some old boxes and I still have her uniform, which I will
Oh, that's
probably give
awesome.
back to her when I contact her. But I did take a picture of it and send it to her because she probably forgot.
Mm.
But that's what we did. And it was really cool to know that somebody else in the world that was doing the same thing you were doing,
Yeah.
preparing, trying to be the best, not knowing that we were going to meet in international competition, let alone the Olympics, and then stay in contact and be able to reach out to one another years and years later.
Let's shift a little bit. You talked about your coach, Coach Washington, and she has a book out. You want to plug that?
Yes.
But you made the move to coaching. You didn't stay long, but what was that transition like for coaching? Because for some people, as players, it's hard to coach, and then you want things out of players, and it's hard to get it out of them if they don't want it for themselves. So that challenge there.
That's that's always a challenge. But I had a great coach, Hall of Fame coach, Marion Washington, and yes, she just completed a book, Fierce, which I will show you a picture of it. And I really want you guys to have her on the air because she's a very
We'd love to.
dynamic person.
Absolutely.
But she is our hidden figure, and we got to get the word out. Hey, this is somebody
Gotcha.
special. She did it on a shoestring budget when it wasn't fashionable. Okay.
Right.
And she was one of the, or if not, she was the first African American at a major university, let alone Power 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she did it for 31 years. And not only was she the basketball coach, she was the athletic director. You know,
And you said, like you said, that's a hidden figure because I think most people know a Vivian Stringer. They know that story, but they don't know Coach Washington's story. So I think, yeah, we'd love to have her on the show.
yes,
So
yes.
you
I'm going to
make
make
that.
sure you guys get a book so that you can, read it if you have the opportunity and talk to her about it because she is totally amazing. And she did the thing. She just didn't have Lynette Woodard. She had Tamika Dixon. She had Angela Aycock. She had Lynn Pry. She had Cherise Sampson. All these played in the league.
Yeah.
You know, and we all graduated.
Oh.
When we didn't have the confidence in ourselves, she believed in us. She told us we would graduate.
There you go.
Hey,
There you
you
go.
gonna graduate.
And that's
That's
right.
exactly what
Some
you
people
need.
stay in school for 4 years.
Listen, Tanisha, you gonna dunk. You gonna dunk.
She believe it.
It's just
She
that
believe
simple.
it.
Nobody gonna tell Tanisha she can't dunk.
That's right.
Now, I may not actually dunk, but I was up on that backboard a
Yeah,
couple of
There you go.
whatever she tell you, you gonna do.
There you
You
go.
gonna do,
Not going to do, gonna do.
Gonna do.
gonna do it.
Gonna do.
That's right. I love it.
So yeah, she was just our example. And she like I said, she was on that team in 72 that should have went to the Olympics.
Olympics.
But she played internationally, world championships, and she also started the track program, women's track program here at the University of Kansas. So I mean, she's done all kinds of things. Brilliant. You just wait. When the movie comes out, you're gonna just shake your head. Another one. There's
There you
another
go.
one.
That those like you said, the figures, hidden figures, and that did start something. And there are
But the
other.
kicker is all these coaches now that are making these big dollars, and the men want in the game now. They're standing on
Yeah.
her shoulders.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
there. She did it. She was in class.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's just a lot of things that are unfortunate. That's why I love documentaries because you can get the truth out of them, and people, well, especially when people can tell their own story. I thought that, and I think you saw it. We talked about it that one some years ago, and unfortunately, she passed away. Lucia Harris.
Right.
20 minutes on YouTube, and to know that story was like, wow. And if I always say, like, for women that play basketball, young girls that play basketball, those are things that they need to see. They need to see people that look like them, that made it, whatever. We all going to have who we think our heroes are and all that other stuff. But it does help when you have somebody that looks like you to do those things. I should have the number. Shame on me.
Tell me.
Come on.
Ask me. I'll tell you.
I
What you
know.
need?
3,649
649.
points. There we go. There we go. Right.
For
With the
40.
men's basketball 4 years consecutively and with 2-point shot.
Talk about
We
it.
have to distinguish that because you have
That's-
COVID,
that's-
you got an extra
please.
year, you got 3 points and 8 points
Please.
here, and
4-point
Please.
plays, all kinds of stuff.
Please distinguish that because I don't think people understand that. My brother absolutely did not play the pros, but he was an amazing basketball player, and I 100% believe he could have. But he used to shoot the longest 2-pointers ever, and when they changed it to 3, that average blossomed. You know what I'm talking about? He was hitting sometimes 8 and 9 2-pointers that then turned to 3-pointers at 16. You know what I'm saying? That it changes. It changes.
It changes everything, and the fact that it's
changes
not
everything.
it's a different
distinguished
game.
is
If you can tell
still a
me that
shame.
the roving game where it was 6 players is different, then you have to tell me that a 3-pointer and a smaller basketball is different.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. It's just, I mean, I just for years, in years before we even spoke, and there were people that got it, and there were some that didn't get it. I mean, Nancy Lieberman spoke about it when they first started talking about Kelsey Plum,
Mhm.
because the thing was, we talk about Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was never mentioned. Kelsey
Never.
Plum had to pass her. Caitlin Clark had to pass her.
In
None of
order
them
for her to
passed
get
you.
mentioned. Why wasn't she mentioned? That's what.
That's
So
that part. That part.
right. But here's
That
the
part.
thing. In reality, none of them passed you. Those are two separate
No,
records.
you're right.
There's a record with a 3 and there's a record without a 3. And you
And
can
Right.
that
have those two
and I don't
categories.
understand what the problem is. Why can't we distinguish that?
Because you don't
Because
want to, number one.
So not to frustrate you, but yeah, you're answering the question. I mean, I know you went to Iowa, we've talked about this and stuff like that, but talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, man, that was great. Like everybody else, I think everyone knows that Caitlin Clark is a great shooter, and she was killing the college game. And she had the following. And I don't know how it happened. I was invited to come up by one of the sports writers, and I said, "Why not? Why not?"
sometimes.
And I wanted to see. And what I saw a great shooter.
mhm,
Mhm.
I saw a great crowd. I saw a great team, and they were doing it. And they they welcomed me, and I was glad because it was twofold. My record has been buried for 43 years.
it's
Just
still buried.
buried. Just buried. Nobody would say it. It was like it was a bad word. You can't say it in public. Now I get shoops behind the door. Oh yeah, we know you, but no one would ever say it. And
Right.
then there were a couple on the air. I know who they are because I'll always thank them if I see them. But they would bring up my record, but they would never elaborate. They
Mhm.
let them say it, and then it would just drop.
Yeah.
Radio
Yep.
silent. But when I got there, it was ironic. It was ironic to me that it happened there. That it just went as big as you could make it.
Mhm. Of
You
all
know,
places.
someone said to me, I forget the young lady's name, but she said, Caitlin said that it would be no her without you. She wouldn't be here without you. And so I just said it back. No, I wouldn't be here without her because if she
Oh,
didn't
that's
get near
awesome.
the record,
Yeah.
then they never would have unburied me for 43 years.
Right. That's
Exactly.
true.
And so after that, it went, the
And
door
went from
opened.
there. Yeah. And
And,
people
and, and
and
they ended up inviting me out in the middle of the court and waving and announcing and just really just giving me,
Some props.
yeah, some props because it wasn't about her record because her record was broken the game before with the
right.
3 point.
Right.
And it was something that they did. They put something on the floor where she shot it. So it didn't have anything to do with me per se
Mhm.
and mine.
Mhm.
I was, hey, giving her respect and she was giving me respect.
Yeah. It's
And whether it was by hook or crook or they meant it or not meant it, it doesn't matter.
it happened.
That's how it came out.
And
That's awesome.
I just found that it was so crazy to me. All of these, we have these female sportscasters or whatever they're doing, and none of them. The one person that I saw that really talked about it, and I saw her talk about it 3 times because she was trying to drive it home, was Lisa Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa
Okay.
Leslie was gonna make. She said, "No, we gonna give." And I
Her
remember it.
props.
And this, I'm paraphrasing. She said, "Caitlin Clark, blah blah." She gave her all her praise, but she said, "We gonna give Lynette Woodard her flowers."
Okay. Well,
We
I
and
appreciate that.
yeah, and I
But there are people that are paid. I see Lisa as a player slash, commentator, but there were
Mm-hmm.
commentators who didn't know their history.
right.
Oh, well.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I say. They said and they're doing good with what they're doing now. But if
Yeah.
you're commentating, I feel like you need to know the history of what you're talking about.
And the
You
Yeah,
can
thing
talk
is,
about it
they're
right
getting
now,
they're
what's
getting
in front of
pressured.
you. Yeah.
They're getting pressured too. They got to read what's on the teleprompter,
Yeah.
And if they don't follow code, I've seen it in other things, then you're not gonna mess with your bag. But
And
nevertheless, it got out.
Yes.
and I'll say this too. I don't even know that all of them did know the history. You just said what I believe is to be true, which is a lot of them they only can say so
So
much.
much.
And that's why you get the little hushing in the background and people
Yeah.
coming around about because they're worried about how that's gonna look. But at the end of the day, you can't change what's real.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
all that good stuff surfaces eventually. Because real
And it'll
players, they
always
want to
be a
be
debate.
recognized as, yeah, and real players want, if you really want to be the best, you want to beat the best. You want to go through the best properly.
You
So at
and
least
yeah.
where you say hook or crook, at least she was willing to, admit what she was willing to admit. And like I
Yes.
said, there's two different things to me. 2 points, 3 points, records like that. You still got the record in my book. So that's
So
the end of
thank
that.
you, T.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
it. That's absolutely
I
the
do.
end of that.
I want to share a moment that I had. So, we had, was it 2 years? I don't know. You know how time flies, right? So, last time you won the show, you were like, hey, you got to get to the Final Four. And got to the Final Four. And you showed me a great time. We had a
Oh
blast.
my God.
But I remember,
I'm
yeah,
jealous.
Tanisha knows I talked about it. I got pictures. I got pictures in my
Let me tell you
office.
something, Lynette. Boy, she did me dirty. I'm gonna tell you because I was like, no, Linda, if you leave, I said you need to go do something because we got this ongoing joke that Linda don't go anywhere, and if she leave, the assassin is gonna be confused because he's watching the empty house. So we got this ongoing joke. So I was like, Linda, no, go. I can't go. Get up there. Man, that might have been the worst thing I ever did. Boy, she took some pictures on me. Man, when I tell you, she couldn't come right here, Nisha. She just hit me. I said, man, that's
You did. You pumped me up because I was like,
I
I
did.
said,
I
I'm
pumped
not
her up
going.
to go, and
And then I
then
said,
this
I'm
was,
going. I
and
said,
you
I'm
know,
We
going.
she,
had
Oh,
the
we had a
best
blast.
time.
We had
It
a
dude,
was
blast.
sublime.
she,
We
But
did it all.
I
she,
remember I was all over the place just taking pictures with people, with some people there
oh
that I
man,
knew. But I remember standing in line because Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi were posing for pictures. And I
Mhm.
remember you telling me, you said, hey, when you get close, call me because I need to talk. Right. But when they saw you walking up, so the
yeah,
way you had to go up there, you had to take your phone. You had to take your phone out of your pocket, hand it to the person. The person would take a picture of you with them, and you take your phone and move. When they saw Lynette, that's why I say game recognized game. This is
yeah,
Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, right?
Yeah.
Sue Bird just went into the Hall of Fame. We're gonna talk about that because you were there. Diana Taurasi, we know is going in.
Yes.
absolutely,
They were
good
like
man.
little kids. They got so excited, they started snatching their phones out of their pocket to give to the guy so they could take pictures with you. What did that
Yeah.
make you feel like?
Yeah,
It's all a blessing. Because like you say, they know
real
that I
man.
was there before, and they just paid homage. But it's like we should
Mhm.
do, just
Yeah.
lift one another up because everybody, look, everybody got game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
It's
hey,
just a
have
matter of,
fun.
yeah, it's a matter of the respect. But I just was looking at them
Yeah,
and they were like, oh my God, there's Lynette Woodard.
yeah, they
And
were
they were just
kind. They were
excited. They were
kind.
very kind. Yeah.
Yeah,
As you were, because I
Yeah,
got from the time, I was I was tripping because I was just like, hey, yeah, I'll find y'all. I thought maybe we would, see a game together or something. And you like, nah, we come get you from the airport. Next thing you know,
yeah,
we
we did
five guys eating
everything.
burgers. So I was like, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
That out. That's one of my regrets in my life because she put it on our page, so I got to watch the intro
I thought she was rubbing
of
it
the
in,
one
man,
event
but
that
we
I
was
didn't
having
go
a
to.
blast though. We
I know
really,
you
it was,
don't.
it,
But I tell
it
you what, invite us again, and
You say you coming? We
yeah,
keep
we
saying we're
can do
gonna
it
do another
again.
one, but
I
we just
promise
keep.
you'll never extend another invitation on me. I I drop my kid off at their grandpa house before I miss another one.
But
Yeah.
What?
Tanisha, you had the idea because you did have a jersey
Yeah.
of,
I
she's a Kansas City Chiefs fan
Yes, yes,
and she's a Patrick Mahomes fan.
yes.
So,
that part.
And
yep.
and I cherish that. Like,
Hey,
oh, I got that on the
it's
lock of
all
key.
love here, but I'm just saying the next
That's
time
all right. It's
I
cast
will
thy
be there.
bread upon the waters, and it shall return to you after many days. It's coming.
It
There you
is.
go.
But boy, that little evil spirit to your right. What? Oh my.
No,
She made me feel bad about
no,
that.
I was not trying to make you feel bad because wherever you go, you've taken me to your nephew's house. We've been in there and watched football with your nephew,
It's all right.
and
I
they
missed
were
that
kind
one
of all
though.
that. So
When I
it's just
seen,
you ain't had no need.
dude, when I seen Diana and Sue Bird, I had a tear roll up.
Oh
I was
God.
like,
Hey, they
I
were
missed,
so cool though. It
They
was a
were.
I know
cool-
it. I
They
missed that
were.
one. Then you talking about they getting phone. I was like, yep, I missed that one.
Yeah, Leah Boston. I remember so many people. You were
Yeah.
just
It
like
was
bumping
awesome.
into him. You're like, "Can
It
I
was
get a
great.
picture? Can I get a picture?" Everybody was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good. It was good times.
it was good. But yeah, Tanisha, I know you got things you got to do this
I'm gonna
evening, and
don't take this personally. That 15-year-old gremlin I got to go pick her up because she did not have a
Okay,
kid.
that's good.
I
Hey,
have
but
had the most
if you
amazing
have
time.
me back, we'll finish up.
oh yeah, we need to come
Oh,
back, and we got some stuff we need to talk about because we need to talk about some. I know it's a whole lot of stuff going on in basketball. We need to have a whole segment on that on the
Okay.
WNBA.
I
So we're
told
gonna do
you.
that.
Next
You
time
and
I
I.
come back, I want to bring Coach Washington with me.
Oh,
Please do. Just let us know
Okay.
when.
Okay.
We let
Tuesday nights is our night, but we're flexible for any other night,
anytime.
anytime,
Absolutely.
Okay.
weekend or whatever works for her and
Okay.
you, and we'll do that. But I just
Okay.
want to say thank you, and I want to say congratulate. What's the actual date? It's the 7th, right? The 7th of
October
October.
7th, probably around 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
Okay.
40 years. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call you. I'm
40
gonna
years.
set it. I'm gonna call you.
40 years.
And let me be clear. I told you the last time they used to call me the Flash because I only played like 2 or 3 seconds on the court.
That's all you needed.
I still owe you a 3-point game. We gon'
A 3-point game.
Yeah, 3. That's all I got.
That's
I was
good.
never on there long enough to know
That's
if
what
I
we
could really
got.
shoot. Just three in and out, just real quick. But I did play, just with much. It's okay though.
Okay.
I dedicated 5 points to the record.
I love it.
There you go.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right.
Absolutely. Sorry, I gotta go, guys.
Okay. And Lynette, just want to say thank you for coming on, and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again
Okay.
real soon. Okay.
Anytime. You know, I want to be a regular.
Okay. That's too easy.
Absolutely.
That's too
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
And like we always say when we end our shows, everybody, please be kind, be blessed. Until next time, peace.
Peace and blessings.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems on the Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.